Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP podcast. I'm one of your hosts, John Clemente. Alongside with me is my bestest best friend in the entire world. To my left, the guy with the pink headset, CHUBAX. How are you, CHUBAX?
Hello, exhausted but happy to be here.
Awesome. We have yet another amazing movie for us to review with you guys. But before that, this is the Plus 63 HP Nexus of podcasts. And if you haven't been to our channel before, thank you very much for the view. What we do here is provide content that will hopefully create a community of people, of like-minded individuals that like good shows, movie, any sort of content that we can enjoy with our friends and family. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we drop our reviews podcast. So we either review a movie, we give our opinions. We deep dive into some of the themes, the plot. We rate it. So hopefully we can provide you with some insight whether you should watch it or not. On Wednesdays, we drop our first D&D campaign. So a bunch of middle-aged old guys, never done D&D before. We've been doing, and then we started last year. It's going amazing. We recorded it for posterity, and you can join our adventures every Wednesday on this particular channel as well. On Thursdays, we react to a curated list of short films or short clips, videos, trailers, and we will gauge how hyped we are for that particular upcoming content. Fridays, because Chubax and our other best friend RJ cannot get enough of D&D, they spun off their second campaign where they are bad guys, and most of those episodes drop Fridays. And you can watch all of these video on demand on youtube.com/plus63hp. We encourage you to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so you know when new videos drop on our channel. You can also interact with us on our socials. We are on Facebook, Twitter, on Instagram with the handle at plus63hp. If you don't want to see our faces and you just want to listen to us while you're doing work, your chores, and whatnot, you can also listen to us on your favorite podcasting app of choice. Just search plus 63 apps or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Amazon. Housekeeping done. Today, very happy to discuss one of the cooler drops of Disney Plus.
And we're back.
This week, we have a very special movie special drop by the Marvel Studios on Disney Plus a few weeks ago, Werewolf by Night. And as per usual, because we are discussing some of the plot of this TV special, this is your friend. All right. But before we give you the synopsis and do beat by beat of Werewolf by Night, we'll give you a bit of stats before we run it. Again, this is a TV special, 53 minutes long, so it's a little longer than a little shorter than a film. Um, it was released on October 7th, so just in time for the Halloween season. It's directed by our favorite Michael Giacchino. He's very familiar in all of the movies, period, but most of the time as the person doing the score, which is great because this is actually just his first television special director. Had one that he directed Star Trek uh, as a short, and then another short film called Monster Challenge. But I guess because he has worked around 100 of the most amazing movies as the musical score, yeah, he was able to get the skills to run his own special. So I guess it pays off being good at your job because like studios will give you a chance. It stars Gail Garcia Bernal, Laura Donnelly, Harriet Samson Harris. So everybody knows Gael Garcia Bernal. He is most recently from the movie Old, but he was also in
Y tu mamá también,
Y Tu Mama Tambien, that is like breakout
with Diego
role,
Luna.
Oscar winning. Uh, uh, man, there's a lot here. And for Miss Laura Donnelly, uh we see him in the Nevers, Britannia. She was also in Beowulf. I think people will recognize her, the ones that watches and reads Outlander. She's there as well as the Showtime special, The Fall. Right. That said, there we gave you a little bit of background of the movie, gave you a little bit of stats. Now I'm gonna turn it over to Chubax for a quick summary before we give our opinions about Werewolf by Night.
There we go. So this one is special, not really a movie, more than a TV show. Quality was movie quality though. Film, typical MCU film, very well done, well shot. It's mostly in black and white with some splashes of a red from the gem. I particularly like the intro style of the Marvel Studios logo, but with the old like 70s or
Retro style,
60s
yeah.
black and white with the scratches and the sound effects. So we start basically. Ulysses Bloodstone is the leader of a monster hunting group that uh, they kill monsters. You know, anything that goes stomp thump in the night, they do it. But the typical saying of be careful what you hunt for. You know, you're looking at the abyss. You know, the abyss stares back. So
Yep.
these people seem like they've become kind of monsters as well, just in the sense that they have too much fun doing it, and they kind of lost the reason in it, and it's more of a sport or a game to them.
Yep.
And anyways, Ulysses is probably the most accomplished one and the leader of the group, and he has the powerful bloodstone, and he recently died. So his wife, Verusa, is hosting this party slash funeral and
Slash tournament.
slash tournament to
Slash
look
audition.
to celebrate Ulysses, but at the same time, host a tournament. Ulysses' wish of like it's weird. It's like who can kill the monster first wins, but you can kill everybody else as well.
Yeah.
So it's like a turn to get the powerful bloodstone, but surprise to all of them, Ulysses' prodigal daughter, Elsa Bloodstone, is here,
Elsa.
and for some unknown reason, also wants the Bloodstone. But she was trained from the first start. So Verusa doesn't like her, or is at least like really disappointed at her because she left the family business like a
Yep.
decade or so or more
Mhm.
ago. But she was trained as she was young, and she was probably like had the potential to be the best, but it was implied that she doesn't like her childhood, so she left and she didn't want to be what they were becoming. So, but she's still here for the bloodstone. So as they come in, we see this nice room, their trophy room, and we're introduced to all the other hunters. We have uh we start with the point of view of Gael Garcia Bernal's Jack, and he's like uh Mexican, but he has like the face paint, like a skull face paint and stuff.
Like
And
the Dia de los Muertos type.
yeah, and then we meet Jovan, uh Azarel, Leorn, and Barrasso. So they're different kinds of hunters. We got the Jovan. He's like what's his accent? Like Lassie, like Scottish, Irish. One of something similar to that. And he's the
Mm.
typical Santa-looking, jovial, big guy. That's like a little too loud, but
Mhm.
happy to be doing what he's doing. We get Azarel. I don't think she had any speaking lines. She's just this tall, powerful looking woman that's all white and like really creepy. We get a Leorn, the who looks like I don't know, like martial artist, monk
Mhm.
type fighter. And then we get Barrasso, the cool fighter, badass. And so as soon as and we get Jack as usual, Jack as you said. And then we get Elsa coming in, and she has a nice spat with Verusa, calling her disappointment and stuff, but she doesn't care. She's just here. And then they come in. We have this creepy scene where uh, Ulysses Bloodstone's coffin is open, and he puppeteered himself and recorded lines
So that was part of his death wish, is
and
so that
moving
he
his
can also
body.
host. He could
So
host
he
this
also
tournament
hosts the
himself.
tournament. So he gives the terms, and they have this like nice maze like structure outside. So they go out and they find sorry. They said that the bloodstone is stuck to the monster, making it very dangerous. So they go in uh one by
Makes it
one.
aggressive, but makes the monster weaker as well.
Yeah. So they go in and one by one, and the weapons are scattered, presumably around. We get a scene where Jack runs to Elsa, but he doesn't want to fight. So there's something off with him because he's very different from the other hunters. Um, and then Elsa kind of saves him from Jovan, and they have a nice fight. Nice moves here, like a little. I like the contrast where it's black and white. There's old school sounds and effects, but the choreography was a
Very,
little
very modern. Yeah,
modern.
I
So
really love that too. There's like film burns. There's like the
yeah,
cigarette burns in the film where,
yeah,
in
they
old school
switched the old
films,
school
because you
style.
have to like merge the film physically, they still put those things in. So it's really, really cool. Well made movie.
And then Elsa grabs Yovan's axe, goes around, runs around, and then gets into another fight with Leon, kills Leon, and in hiding she gets stuck inside that what do you call those museums where like a
Yeah,
room
yeah,
with
it's a
the
crypt,
yeah crypt,
right?
and Jack gets in also but accidentally locks the door. Doesn't closes the door, so they're still stuck. They have a nice chat there. We see that Jack's really just this nice, fun-loving guy. Oh, I think before that he gets attacked by the monster who's like his best friend, and we find
That's the
out
thing.
that
It's like it's good that it didn't get too late about how
his reason for
Jack
being
were
there.
to not to kill the monster but to set the monster free. And
Yeah,
then soon after we realized that they're buds.
they're like buds. Or
His
like I
name
think they're
is
family. Or it's Ted.
his best
So
friend is, call him Ted. What?
so
Ted?
actually, this guy is a character from MCU. He's a Man Thing. He's like their Swamp
Oh,
Thing.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's the other thing that we haven't dropped it. Like they're dropping a lot of very, very important
I
factors in this
know.
particular movie, including Man Thing is he's a popular MCU character,
Yeah,
and now we introduced Man Thing. We introduced the Bloodstone family. We introduced Elsa Bloodstone. And I'm not too keen into all of the other
yeah, me
characters
too
yet. I
as
don't
well. I'm
know
not
their
that
lore,
familiar.
but we can definitely see that there is what do you call this, there is there's a,
Callbacks.
yeah, there's like vampire-ish kind of people. So yeah, okay, okay, I think it's great.
And so we see that yeah Jack's there to free Ted the monster. And then so he gets this nice scene with Elsa. They're bonding a little bit. They make a deal where Elsa lets him go and frees and helps free the monster, but she gets the bloodstone. And as they enact their plan, Jovan is killed by Man Thing in a nice, like, again the contrast of the old school setting, old school filter with the modern effects of his head blowing up from Man Thing. Really looks
Mhm.
nice. So
Oh, we
Jovan,
have a special guest coming in.
oh,
Are
he's
you
coming
ready?
in. Sure, just Pop him in. I'll adjust.
There you go. All right, welcome to the synopsis, Arnie. We are in the middle of things, so
Werewolf. All right.
yep.
Yes. So Yovan's killed, and um uh Elsa was able to get the bloodstone off Manting, and Manting was free, right? They were able to
Yep,
free him.
he just
He
ran
was able
away.
to ran away from the structure. But as Jack was gonna give the bloodstone to Elsa, it pulsed and exploded on him. So he's knocked out, and it's implied that he's some sort of monster because the
Monster as
stone
well.
reacted like that. And then they knock Elsa out. So they wake up Jack and Elsa in a cage in the middle of the room, and they know that and uh, it's revealed that Jack is a werewolf, but that he's safe. He's not a monster
He
by choice, and
he
he
has
locks.
developed a system
He has a
so that
system,
every month he'll just lock himself up in a room,
but the
so
problem
that he'll
is
not
that
harm anybody.
the bloodstone can transform him immediately. So they fight. So they fight. So Verusa and the others are there. They taunt them, and they want to see Jack kill Elsa. But then all hell breaks loose when he transforms, and Verusa's too close to the cage.
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Dum dum.
the cage wasn't a cage anyways. He was
She was
able
caught
to.
monologuing.
Yeah, he was. They underestimated how strong Jack was. And I like the scene where before he transformed, he was like sniffing her. What are you doing?
Yeah,
And
just so
trying to
that he
make
gets
it,
her familiar.
making you remember. Yeah, has it ever worked? And he doesn't answer. So, anyways, we got a nice fight scene here with a nice lighting and nicely shot uh, choreography to werewolf escapes, and they fight. Elsa escapes as well. So they fight the other hunters, and other soldiers come in as well, and Jack just kills them as in his werewolf form. Elsa also kills a couple of hunters, I think, and the final scene is just Verusa using the bloodstone and trying to kill the werewolf, and kind of succeeding, but gets stabbed with that special weapon by Elsa. And how does she die again? Um,
And think
She gets
Ted
incinerated
comes
by
in.
the
Man-Thing,
Ted
right?
comes in.
yeah.
She she was knocked out, but she wakes up, and then she was gonna, I think, shoot them, right? Or shoot Elsa.
Mhm.
But
Shoot
then Man-Thing
Elsa.
comes in from the building. Oh no, no, wait, okay, okay. So Elsa gets knocked down by,
Mhm.
I know, Verusa gets knocked down by Elsa, and then Elsa and the werewolf have a like a thing. Is trying to calm down the werewolf, like doing a little uh what's the Scarlet Witch and Scarlet uh Black Widow and Hulk thing, where
Mhm.
she's trying
Calm it
to
down.
calm it down, and she's successful, and the werewolf doesn't attack her or Jack, and he runs away with the other door. And then as she's recovering, she gets the bloodstone, but when she turns around, Verusa's there aiming something at her, a weapon at her. But before she gets to kill her, Man Thing comes in from the roof, incinerates her, and then I just like how Man Thing looks so scary at that moment. And then we're like, so where's Jack? And then also just like, oh, he left. And then his like body language is just like normal human, like, oh, okay. Then he shrugs his out, and he goes after Jack.
He can fully understand what they're talking about.
And then the last scene here is Elsa sitting down on the couch, and then the servant switching alliances so fast and asking her what to do, and then she's just like clean this up, and then she's looking at the bloodstone, and then we get the post credit scenes of Jack and Ted just hanging out and drinking, was it coffee or tea or something, and having a blast. by the swamp, and that's Werewolf by Night. Yeah, it's just a 53 quick film, very short and straight to the point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And before we deep dive into all the things that are our favorite, initial reactions about the movie, Arnie.
Well, it's a great throwback to the old 1930s, 1940s horror films, and I think it's what uh, the universal monster
The what dark
the dark universe or
yeah.
dark whatever. But yeah, I mean, it is Marvel, but it's with the style of the 30s and 40s or something like that. So it's I like it.
uh Before I punt it back to Chubax, I really, really enjoyed this movie. This
Mhm,
was such a great start to the Halloween season
mhm,
because if you don't know anything about MCU, it's just a fun throwback film. And Chubax mentioned it earlier in the pod. It's a good combination of it looks very old school, black
mhm,
and white film, a lot of those start and stop editing, very very old school, very manual zoom in zoom outs, but the choreography and the camera angles are a little bit more up to date. So it's kind of, I think this was well done. It could have looked very cheesy,
mhm,
but the combination of it was I think the best of both worlds, old school and new school,
With the modern
arranged,
flair.
right? The camera angles are way better. The fight choreography, like there was a hallway scene there that we were
Dude,
seeing in the trailer.
they're having the fight and the door was closing slowly. And the
And
light was just cutting off, but the fight
yeah,
scene. Ah,
great. So and when I saw this 3 times in the past few weeks, because like just going in the background, just figure like get a lot more feel of it. Like you really know, like Michael Giacchino rocked this shit. It's like I'm
yeah.
so surprised how good this came about, because when you really look at it, has what, 2 sets? Well, three including the outside,
mhm,
right? But there's the main hallway, like the main chamber,
mhm,
and then the quote unquote maze outside. And not all of the maze is just bits and pieces. So I think it was very contained film, very, so this is not necessarily the most expensive film looking. Even Garcia Marquez's Werewolf by Night is prosthetics. It's not even, it's
mhm.
not necessarily super
Mm-hmm.
impressive, right?
Yeah.
Luckily it's black and white, so you can hide a lot of things. Um but yeah, I enjoyed this very, very much. And then to top it all off, like we also discussed earlier in the pod, this introduces so many things into the
Mm-hmm.
MCU, like an
Mhm,
entire monster verse that has been kind
Going
of like
on.
beneath the
Yeah.
surface.
mhm,
Then it kind of sets up Blade,
mhm.
future Ghost Rider, all of the things that we don't, that seemingly will be surprising for us when it pops out. Because like when we pop out Blade, there's like, what, there's vampires in the MCU ever since, but we've never
Mhm.
seen them. It's like we have, like
Yeah.
we've talked about it a little bit in She-Hulk, talked about it a little bit here. There are monsters. There's always been monsters, and there's
Yeah.
always been people that have been trying to stop that behind the scenes. So it's like a
Plus,
backdoor pilot.
plus we could bring back Moon Knight, like because
Same with Moon Knight, yeah.
yeah,
You really think what is Soren from She-Hulk's the vampire?
Saracen.
Harrison?
I would love for him to be a real vampire, like a disappointment vampire. It's like, why are you going to therapy? Something
A
like that. So
familiar.
I'm very excited. So for me, on its merit alone, just a action horror campy movie. Fucking loved it.
Hmm.
Good action, a little bit of good comedy. Fucking love Ted.
Yeah.
Like Garcia Marquez is a great addition to the MCU. Love him to death. Super surprised by Elsa Bloodstone. Apparently, she's a very, very big character. So it's like
Hmm.
this movie
I
wasn't even
I've
like,
read a series with her.
right. So it's like it's Werewolf by Night, but like in reality, the bigger character is Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah.
So even that alone, I'm very happy that they casted somebody like
Lydia from
Laura
Breaking
in
Bad.
the role. So I'm
Oh no
very
no no.
happy. Right, Chubax, how
No,
about
she's
you?
from
You're like,
Outlander. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I
your
love
initial
this,
thoughts.
and I really love this, and this is what this is start like this is MCU reaching its potential in terms of Disney Plus. You know, this isn't a
Yes,
movie.
yes.
This isn't a series. It's a special. You know, this without Disney Plus, they wouldn't do this. And I'm really happy that they're doing out of thinking out of the box. You know, we can do this because they have their own streaming service. They're not
Yeah.
constrained by um uh an 90-minute theatrical release. You know, this is good for your streaming service, black and white. I say again, the modern combined with the old school style, like the effects of the hand cutting off. You know, those are like
Yeah.
all the old prosthetic styles. It's well casted. I love that. We get enough backstory with Elsa, but she's not like a drama queen or a victim. You know, she's there. She's kick ass. She's badass. She's like, I left, but I'm here, and I want my what's mine. Um, she's hardened in her own way because of what happened, but she still decided to leave, and then now she's back. I love the cast for Gael Garcia Bernal. He's
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's just as soon as you see him talk, he's just like this lovable guy. There's something up with him immediately. It's like they said, 100 kills. Well, I don't think that guy could kill 100. There is something fishy is going on, and the story was just like deeper than straightforward, but not deep that you go crazy. And the 15-minute runtime was good. So the best thing I can say about this is I was satisfied, but I wanted more. I mean,
Uh-huh.
if we can get this like once a year and just like 15-minute shots
Mm-hmm.
special, I'd really dig it. Like just doing that monster verse in the in
Yeah.
black and white, or even maybe different styles of Halloween slashers.
Yeah.
Maybe
It
another
just
decade, like a la One Division, but it's like different styles for each.
yeah.
I
Plus, it,
mean,
it gave me more confidence on the Christmas special that they're making for Guardians.
oh, I think that's
Uh,
yeah,
Animated
I think
and
that's
I,
been done for a
mm,
while.
mm.
yeah,
So
but at least like a thematic seasonal like short, that would be great,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
so
No,
yeah,
you
yeah,
guys
that's
are.
it
I
for
get.
me.
I think Chewbacca. That's the perfect way to put it. When you yeah, it's like it's Disney Plus reaching its potential.
Mhm.
It gives an avenue for non-mainstream MCU characters to have. You can introduce them, give them enough backstory, so that when they pop into newer movies, we can't have an origin story for every single character in the MCU that's gonna come out, right? That's just that's the case. So having backdoor pilots in other people's series, having like a Disney Plus series like a She-Hulk, is an avenue. But if you do 4 or 5 episodes of Werewolf by Night, it might be a little. So I
Mhm.
like the idea that they have this option. You can do 6 episodes, you can do 4 episodes, you can do a short, or you can do one of these, or you can do a movie if you're a big character. So you're right there. It's like this is I think the best decision for Werewolf by Night, but also like just timing, like Halloween
Mhm.
werewolf movie. It's of season, so um, I just like there's so much really really good that was coming out in early fall. That I hope that this did not go into the wayside. So with that, Arnie, final thoughts and your rating for Werewolf by Night.
Well, more things like this, like again, it doesn't have to be Halloween theme. It could introduce more MCU characters that are, it doesn't really necessarily a series, just a one-off. And if it's good enough, they could expand on it. Rating, I would say it is like I will go with an excellent, because nice. It's fun. It's a popcorn movie. Like I wish I could have watched this in a drive-in. You know.
No. I'm also at a 9 here. I think it was, as good as it could in this particular vehicle. Timing was perfect, casting was
Mhm.
great. Unique perspective. Like I don't like classic films. I have a lot of friends that, love
Mm.
watching old films. I don't, because like I need that modern flair. So I think this is the best way to kind of like combine both. And I'm just very, very excited about this MonsterVerse. It can maybe they can have their just like angle in the MCU. Doesn't need to be Avengers type, Midnight
Yeah.
Suns is alluded to it, so that's kind of great. I'm now imagining Moon Knight and Werewolf by Night and Man Thing and
Mhm.
Elsa
possible new
Bloods.
Ghost
Elsa.
Rider and then
Elsa
Elsa
Bloodstone.
Bloodstone to have their own little crew fighting
Mm, Blade.
really cool Blade, right? So this is kind of like, it's very enticing and exciting for me, the future of Marvel, because they are able to do these in quality. Because if this was sucky and if you had Gael Garcia Marquez in a very crappy 1 hour movie in MCU, that doesn't bode well. But this was even done by like a non-traditional director too. So I'm
Not
looking
Mhm.
even a
forward to maybe
director. Like, it's like her
oh
technically
exactly.
it's
So I'm
just
looking forward to where you different perspectives, not just the traditional TV movie people are making
hello
new
Nana.
forms of media that I will enjoy. Yeah. Right. Shabaks, I'm gonna stall for a little bit, but about you, final thoughts and your rating.
Yeah, this is a strong 9 for me. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I don't think I can add more. Like just satisfied, but I hope for more.
Awesome. All right. With that, that is our episode reviewing Werewolf by Night on Disney Plus. We highly recommend it. Go watch it and let us know what you think. Again, we're on YouTube, youtube.com/plus63hp. Interact with us in all of our socials. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram with the handle at +63hp. And if you don't want to see our faces and just want to listen to us, pop over to your favorite podcasting app of choice, search +63hp, and we will be there. We're gonna take a little break next week. We occasionally do a few breaks week on week so that we could just like have a weekend to ourselves. But when we come back, we will be discussing another amazing Netflix drop. We are big fans of our homie, that is the producer, creator, writer, director of uh, such hits as Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor.
Mhm.
Right. So, um, Mike Flanagan joined the Midnight Club. We're going to review that in a couple of weeks. So, if you've seen it, it's a perfect time to watch it. It's Halloween. It's a very easy, 10 episodes, very fun. And we'll discuss that in a couple of weeks. With that, Arnie, goodbyes.
Well, farewell and watch out for werewolves.
Back.
Yeah, love that one. Can't wait for the next one. See ya.
See you in the next video, guys. Bye.